Jai Hind everyone. Today I am going to deliver my video presentation on the introduction to illumination. That is, you can say, that is in the fourth unit of the computer graphics and the animation according to the syllabus, which is taught in the AKTU in MCA curriculum for the final year, and its subject code is BMC 052. So when I'm talking about the illumination in terms of the graphics, what do you mean by the illumination? See, illumination is nothing, if you say that, it is nothing, but it is a process how we are determining how the light is falling on the object and how it is reflect from the surface. For example, you have seen that when the sunlight is coming, sunlight is falling on the mirror, or you can say, or some object, then it reflects some screen, some images, or you say that a mirror is there and a reflection, when we some light is fall on the water, or you say you say that when you see your image on the water in the and when the sunlight is coming on your face, you see how you see a difference, how it is reflected from the surface. So that is what we are discussing, the illumination in computer graphics, right? Why we are using the illumination? Because it helps in creating the realistic image. When light is falling on an object, it reflects something. So when it is reflecting, it is very much sure that it is reflecting the real image. For example, if I am some light has been put on my face, and there's and it is and it the and we know that according to the physics, you have all, if you all have studied the physics, if some light rays fall on the in a surface, on the flat surface, it always reflect on from the surface and some image has been created. So we are finding out there, and we are understanding that due to this method, or according to this method, it is helping in creating the realistic images. Clear? And when suppose that when we are not using the illumination, without the illumination, objects are normally appearing in the flat and the unrealistic way. Just imagine, if the light ray is not coming, if the light is not reflecting on an object, how it will reflect back. So if it is not reflecting back, we are unable to find out, we are unable to see the realistic image. It will be a flat image, right? On a portrait or something, you will see it is a flat image, and it will not look like a real image. So it is, when we are studying the illumination, since it is a very important, because it helps in creating the realistic image. Second, it plays a very key role in 3D graphics and the rendering, right? So when we are studying the illumination, we should know that what is an illumination model. So this illumination model is nothing, it is a mathematical model where we are just calculating the intensity of the light at a point on a surface. Okay, it is nothing. See, when we are studying the graphics, the subject graphics, uh, uh, we are discussing about the pixels, points, circle, lines, and how we are calculating it. We are calculating with the some mathematical formula. So everything it is coming on in the terms of your maths. So the prerequisite for you all who are studying the graphics, that you should know the math, at least 12th level maths you should know, right? Because there you will find this intensity of the light you have studied in the physics, in the 11th 12th physics. So illumination model is nothing, it is a mathematical model. Again, it is a mathematical model in which what we are calculating the intensity of the light which is falling at a point on a surface. And this intensity of the light at a point on a surface, normally it considers the light source property. Okay, we are considering the light source properties. Then we are taking the surface characteristics. Then we are discussing about the viewer's position. You have to understand what do you mean by the illumination, that how the light is falling on an object and how it is reflecting back. So again, light is falling. So that's why we are discussing about the light source property. Then it is falling on the object according to the definition. When it is falling on the object, we should be aware about the surface characteristics. Right. Now, somebody is seeing that it is falling and it is reflecting. We are seeing the realistic. So what will be my position? That is viewer position. So when we are talking about the illumination method, we are considering these three properties. So the main goal is to determine how bright or dark a surface point should appear in a image. That is the main goal of the illumination model. Now, when I am discussing about the illumination, there are the for the basic illumination model, there are the three components that we should know about. These three components. The first one is your ambient reflection. The second is your diffuse reflection. The second is your specular reflection. And when we are combining all these components, we are able to find out the total light intensity, right? So this is what we are finding. Now, for the ambient reflection mainly represents the background light. You say that when we are seeing the background light of the environment, or background light, when we are discussing about the background light, this ambient reflection will represent your background light. Okay. It always come in from the all direction. From the all direction, the intensity of the light will be equal, and that means it is a uniform. It does not depend upon the light source direction or the viewer position, because it is coming from all the direction. So it ensures that the object is still visible even when the light is low, because light is coming from all the direction, not from the one direction. So if from all the direction, if the light is coming, even though it is a low light, we are able to see the objects. For example, even when a room has no direct light, object are still visible to ourselves. Why? Because of this ambient reflection. That you have to keep in mind. One line thing is that for the background light present in the environment, right? Now, how the ambient reflection formula is calculated? The ambient formula is calculated by the I ambient is equals to Ka dot Ia. This is a vector multiplication, where Ka is ambient reflection coefficient, that is your property of the surface, and I is your intensity of the ambient light. What we are calculating, if you remember, let me see a bit. Here, light source, surface, viewer position, and in the ambient, what I have calculated? Light source and the surface. Okay, these 3 points are the very important. That what you are saying here, we have represented the property of the surface, that is your Ka, intensity of the light, that is Ia, and this explains that this formula explains that in the ambient reflection, your component is constant for all the surface, and it provides a base level of the illumination, right? Now, for the diffuse reflection, when I am talking about the diffuse reflection, it occurs when a light is scattered on a rough surface, and it is scattered in all the direction. It is reflecting in all the direction. It depends upon the angle on which the light has been scattered on a surface. It will define that how it is scattered in all the direction. Normally, it follows the Lambert's cosine law, and it produces a matte appearance. For example, your wall, paper, chalk surface, the brightness depends. And for example, here the brightness depends on how directly the light hits the surface. That's why we are saying that diffuse reflection. The diffuse reflection occurs when the light strikes a rough surface. That you have to keep in mind. Now, for the diffuse reflection formula, again, there is a difference. We first, in the ambient, what we are taking the intensity of the light and the surface. Here, what I am taking the intensity of the light and you say surface, and again, I am taking the angle between the light direction and the normal value. So that's how the formula has been derivated, that is kd dot L dot cos theta. It is again a vector product, right? Now, when the angle, this theta is small, your brightness is high. You have to, because all thing is dependent upon, according to the definition, all thing is dependent upon what angle you are using. So, if the angle is small, if the theta is small, your brightness is high. And if the theta is very high, or if angle is very large value of angle has been used, it means that it will decrease the brightness. So that how, okay, after this, whenever you watch something and you find out the brightness is very high, we are increasing or decreasing the brightness, you are using the diffuse reflection formula there. Now, the third one is your specular reflection. Specular reflection produce a bright highlights and on the shiny surface, and it totally depend upon the viewer position. Earlier, ambient, it was depending upon the intensity and the surface. Specular, it was depending upon the intensity, surface and the angle. Here, what it is depending, we are taking again the third part also, that is your viewer position, how I am looking at it, right? So that's what in the specular reflection. You have to keep in mind that when you are using this specular reflection, you are creating the glossy effect. It means, for example, you are watching in the mirror, polished metal or the water surface. That is what the specular, whenever you see the water surface or the polished metal or the mirror, it depends, we are actually finding out the glossy effect, right? Now, again, here you will see that how the formula has been changed. Okay, let me discuss that after. But in the specular reflection, what I am taking the viewer position, right? Now, in the eye specular, it means that here Ks is your specular coefficient, specular reflection reflected on the surface, right? And now this alpha is being taken as we are taking on the at which angle it is reflected and at which angle the viewer is watching, right? Now, this N has been taken as the shininess factor. If you say this N is taking, we are taking it, this N as a shininess factor, and this N represent that if we are increasing the value of the N, then we are sharpening the highlights. We are highlighting the highlights, right? Now, if the value of the N is decreased, it means the surface is very dull. The picture is not clear to us. Now, again, when in the illumination model, you have seen that when we are combining the ambient, specular and the diffuse, we are finding out the illumination model. So, when we are combining the all these three components, we are able to find out the equation for the illumination equation. If you see, it is showing the ambient, it is showing the diffuse. This formula is showing the diffuse, and this formula is showing your specular. If I am combining all these three components or all these three formula, we are able to find out a complete illumination equation. And from there, we can find out how we are seeing our picture very clearly when the light is falling on the surface and how it is reflecting, right? So here, if you see that the vector, if I am saying that this illumination, if now the vector representation, what I am using here is, the important vector is your N, which represent your surface normal. L is used as a light direction. V is used as a viewer direction, and R is for the reflection. Now these vectors help in calculating the angles which are used in the different parts, or you can see which are used in the diffuse and the specular reflection, right? Now, when I'm talking about the illumination model, why we are using the illumination model, or why we are using this mathematical concept in the graphics, because it is very simple and easy to understand, and because the one most important advantage is that it provides a realistic image. It is providing a very realistic image. That's why we are using the illumination model, and because of that, it is widely used in your graphic system. And certain, if 90% is advantages, but some disadvantages are also there, that it does not consider any shadows, because we are seeing only the on which the light has been part on a simple point. That single point is been highlighted. So we are considering that how the light has been reflected, and we are getting the reflected image. That's why we are not considering these shadows. And it also ignores the multiple reflection. It always only take the one reflection, and it ignores the multiple reflection. And it is not fully realistic. We are not saying that it will be 100% realistic. Okay, 90% real image we will get, but 10% we are not getting it. Now, for the complex scene, there are, you can say there is a little accuracy. That's why these are the certain disadvantages also for the illumination model. And where we are using it in the computer graphics, in the animation, in the gaming industry, you are using this. Now, when we are talking about the virtual reality, you are using this illumination model. In the simulation system, you are using the illumination model. Again, in the 3D modeling, you are using the illumination model. Now, thank you all for this lecture, what I have delivered and you have listened to you all. Thank you, and Jai Hind to all. Thank you very much.